Hello everyone, Matt here and welcome to my fragrance obsession. Hope you're all doing very well today. Now in this fragrance review I have decided to go back to the house of Calvin Klein to review a fragrance from the company which has not actually been reviewed a lot on YouTube, and I haven't actually seen a lot of people's thoughts on this fragrance. And before I go ahead and review it, I just want to say a big thank you to my good friend Carl for giving me this bottle of this fragrance. Carl, I'm so honored that you've given me this bottle of this fragrance. I really appreciate it. Keep smelling good, buddy. Now the fragrance that we're going to talk about, of course, comes from Calvin Klein, and the fragrance is called Obsession for Men Summer. Now this fragrance actually came out last year in 2016, and let me tell you, since this fragrance was launched, it hasn't exactly been given the best, criticism. Now basically guys, yes, this is a summer version of the original Obsession which came out in 1986, the one for men, that is. There is also a women's version of this fragrance, just known as Obsession Summer, which also came out last year as well. I haven't actually smelled that version though. Now this fragrance is nothing like the original, just so you know. The original is spicy, woody, it's also a little bit oriental. This version is very aquatic, okay, no doubt about it. Of course, summer, it's going to smell aquatic, it's also going to smell a little bit aromatic as well. So I would call this a aromatic aquatic fragrance. Now before we go ahead and talk about the smell of this fragrance, let's go ahead and talk about the presentation. Now here I have a bottle of the original Obsession just to show you guys. We get the brown cap and we get the original and very classic looking amber coloured juice. Whereas over here, the summer version is exactly the same as the original bottle. The only difference is we get a blue cap, this sort of like aqua turquoise coloured cap, and we also get this blue juice. And another difference is the fact that on the original Obsession, the cap is gold, whereas it's silver on this one. So nothing really going on. We do get the original Obsession logo, we get Obsession for Men, Summer in the middle there, and we also get Calvin Klein underneath. We get nothing on the back. We get a sticker on the bottom, which basically just says, made in France, Cody Prestige, and all that stuff. So there's not really a lot going on in terms of this fragrance's presentation, so let's just go ahead and talk about the smells. So guys, that is the presentation for Calvin Klein's Obsession for Men Summer. Now in case you guys don't know, I actually am a really big fan of aquatic fragrances. Not a lot of people actually are fans of aquatics, they find them a bit generic, whereas with me, I'm actually able to pinpoint little differences between a lot of different types of aquatics. And since I've owned this fragrance, this is a very unusual one, okay? The smell is quite different, it is quite unique, but it does also have its flaws. So what we're going to do is, guys, we're going to go ahead and spray it, and we're going to talk about the notes, okay? Now let's go ahead and talk about the notes. Now the unusual thing about this fragrance is the fact that it only features 3 notes, or 3 accords, and those notes are Artemisia, blue sagebrush, and cedar wood. So in case you guys are wondering what blue sagebrush is, it says on here that sagebrush is a common name applied generally to several woody or herbaceous species of plants in the genus Artemisia. The best known sagebrush is the shrub Artemisia tridentata. Yeah, so I don't really know exactly what it's supposed to smell like, but as soon as you spray this fragrance, you get this very fresh smell. Very fresh, very clean. But it also has this very masculine smell to it. Usually with a lot of aquatics, I can, no doubt about it, I can imagine it being worn by, a woman. But this fragrance actually has a lot of similarities to Tommy for Men by Tommy Hilfiger. If you've ever smelled that fragrance, then you'll basically know what I'm talking about. That fragrance has a lot more notes to it. Obviously, it has the note of spearmint. It also has, notes like, I think it has apple in it. So there's a lot of differences. But to me, this fragrance is very similar to that. It gives off the same sort of clean smell, the refreshing smell that Tommy has, and it also gives off that same masculine edge. So in terms of the notes, I do get a woody smell. So I do get that cedar wood. It's very sweet. And the Artemisia as well, to me, creates a very strong floral smell. So it is a little bit powdery. Now, what I think really makes this fragrance really different is the fact that I don't get a lot of citruses in this scent. And that's what really makes it unique to me. I don't get a lot of citruses. I do get a very watery, aquatic floral smell out of this, if you know what I mean. It has a bit of an earthiness to it, so I'm guessing that's that blue sagebrush. Very earthy, kind of has a bit of a... I'll tell you what it actually smells like. Do you know when it's been raining and it's also humid at the same time, and you go outside and you can smell the rain from the humid heat on the ground? To me, it's a little bit like that. Kind of reminds me of that. Very much so. But to me, guys, this is a very different smell. The only thing that does let it down, though, is the longevity. I only get maybe about 3 to 4 hours out of this, which to some is actually okay with a, you know, a typical modern sort of aquatic summer fragrance. Longevity like that is pretty normal. It doesn't really have a backbone. It doesn't really have the strength to make it last as long as what I would hope, you know, but still not a bad fragrance. I like it for what it is. I like it for the fact that it's nothing like the original Obsession. I think what would make this fragrance a bit better would be the fact that it would be good if it had the same strength as the original Obsession, you know, because the original Obsession is a strong fragrance, no doubt about it. It's spicy, it's oriental, whereas this one, it is a bit weak. So it would be nice if it was a little bit stronger and it did have the same scent life as the original Obsession. But still, you know what? This is not a bad fragrance. So you know what, guys? If you can find a bottle of this, I would recommend checking it out because it is a decent fragrance. And I think when the summer does arrive, I will be wearing it a lot more, testing it out, and, you know, and hopefully I'll enjoy it a lot more. But yeah, I do think it's a great fragrance, and I just want to say a big, big thank you to each and every one of you for watching, and of course to Carl for giving me this bottle of Calvin Klein Obsession for Men's Summer. I am really, really honoured, my friend. Keep smelling good, and I hope this review was up to your standards, and I hope you've enjoyed it. So yeah, same goes to all of you guys out there. Keep smelling good, and I will see you all in the next episode. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.